But I must admit that it is with immense pleasure that we are here this morning for these fruitful discussions, and also to take the opportunity to share the continuation of our vision, the ongoing perspectives, so that we can together chart our course. As they said, stay on this course until the final objective. I would like first and foremost to pay tribute to all our fighting forces who are on the ground, be they the National Armed Forces, the Internal Security Forces, the VDP, the Kogel-Wogo, everyone who works to ensure these forces have intelligence and can progress on the ground. We pay tribute to them, and it is thanks to them that we can today find ourselves in certain forests to plant medicinal trees, as we launched this morning. And it is thanks to them that we can also gather here to commune and exchange on the development of our homeland. We chose the South Central region for the launch of our reforestation campaign, but especially for medicinal plant groves. Because in the health system, we are undergoing a reform to incorporate our medicinal plants, which are cultural values we have long held. Our ancestors treated themselves with these plants, and even today, we treat ourselves with plants. We therefore want to develop this aspect so that we have the choice to treat ourselves with plants, or with modern medicine, or by combining the two. And moreover, our researchers are working tirelessly to allow us to refocus on our plants. And I think they have already discovered many medicines with well-defined dosages from our medicinal plants, which contain natural molecules that are quite good for treating many ailments. Manga is also renowned for its traditional medicine, so we chose to be in this region to launch, and the activity will continue throughout the territory in the different provinces. And we hope in the coming years to have such groves in all departments of Burkina Faso, and that all our scholars in this field can also express their talents. I planted a small forest on my small farm, and every day I go there and am under the trees. I am very happy. It brings a pride that cannot be expressed. So I urge everyone to plant, maintain, and watch the tree grow. It's truly a pleasure. Many grievances have been raised through the exchanges just now, but they can be summarized in a few key points, because the grievances overlap. And I will go point by point, or rather grouped points, to explain where we are and where we are going, because it is very important at every moment to be able to exchange and tell you what stage we are at and where we are heading. That is also the revolution. The revolution is to communicate and make the people, the popular masses, understand what we are doing and where we are going. And as long as we don't communicate, we cannot understand each other. So there is a constant need, whenever the opportunity arises, to communicate. You see that the enemies of the nation do not lack, in any case, ink or saliva to speak, well, I would say, against Burkina or against the AES. And it goes without saying that we too must communicate as best we can, so that the rest of the world understands that what they say about Burkina is not necessarily true. And I want to salute the presence of Mr. Onana among us, an international Cameroonian footballer who came to support his brother Bertrand for the activities of his foundation, and who accompanied us this morning to the forest there for the planting, and who are currently in the hall here. And I think it's a proof. I think it's a tangible proof of what we are seeking in our struggle, that Africa unites. And I said it. There is no border between Cameroon and Burkina. We are Africans. That is the priority. Being in Europe, they are Africans. Being in Africa, they are Africans. And so, there is no reason for us to put up barriers between us. And I hope that all Africans can unite, following the example they are giving us. And also, secondly, it's a message he came to convey, because it's certainly not easy for everyone in England to understand the situation in Burkina with the imperialist media that spreads all sorts of things. This morning, in any case, he was in the forest with us. We did the planting, we drove together, and we are here. So I think that back in Manchester, you will make him understand that Ouagadougou is not in chaos, as they say. We know war, certainly, but we are continuing the fight, and we will recover the entirety of our territory and secure it. That is the objective. So thank you again to all these ambassadors who spread the message that Burkina remains standing. Let's talk about the issue of infrastructure, transport infrastructure. And I was just telling certain authorities that it's a crucial problem for all of Burkina Faso. We don't have enough roads. We have very few roads, and the few roads we have are deteriorating. So, it's an observation we've made. The road networks suffer a lot. That's why we decided to launch the Faso Mbogo initiative, which is only at its beginning, but the objective is to provide each region with a road construction brigade. And the first brigades have arrived. You've heard about it. God willing, in a few days, other brigades will be here. And we want every region to have its brigade before the end of the year. Once each region has its brigade, generally the recruitment, meaning the majority of the workforce, will be done in the region to build the roads of the region. So I invite you to embrace this initiative, to make the initiative your own when your brigade is there, to do everything possible so that it can quickly build the maximum number of roads you desire. And we will continue in that direction, so that even the rural tracks you spoke of, everything will be built. That's the objective. So, by 2026, normally, we should build many roads. We have ambitions to build thousands of kilometers each year. And if we talk about thousands of kilometers, it means that necessarily the roads you mentioned here, whether from Po going towards the north, from unspecified city, going towards the border, Guelongo, Zeko, everything must be paved by then. So your brigade will come, and you will take care of it. So you will welcome it, and you will get to work, so that everyone puts their hand to the plow, and you will build your roads yourselves. You will maintain your roads yourselves. And so, I count on everyone when the brigade comes to contribute, whether you are an economic operator or a producer. Everyone must contribute to the construction of these transport infrastructures. Regarding the health aspect, I think the Manga Regional Hospital, CHR, is practically finished, and I think many things may be missing, but the ministry is working tirelessly to equip all CHRs. And we found situations where minimal imaging equipment was non-existent. I remember last year or the year before, I visited Po at the officer cadet's graduation, and I heard that in that large city, there wasn't even an ultrasound machine, no device to perform an ultrasound when a woman needed one. But we were able to solve the problem, but it was only a temporary fix. This is to tell you how poorly equipped our hospitals truly were. But the ministry is working tirelessly, and I think many devices are being installed, whether imaging machines, dialysis machines, and many other things. It's ongoing, so all those who have not yet been served, I can assure you that you will be served, and you will no longer need to travel to large centers for certain examinations. The same applies to geriatric units for the elderly. So, they are thinking about a global model. It's true that in Ouagadougou, a model was launched in Koudougou, in Bobo Dioulasso. We had to halt construction first so that the ministry could think about a global model that can be implemented everywhere, that is, a single model, and not a model that will lose value in 5 to 10 years. Everything we want to build today, we want that in 50 years. People don't say it's outdated. We must build with longevity in mind. This is in the same vein. Even the Bobo-Ouaga highway, what was planned was just 2 lanes in each direction. But I said 2 lanes in each direction in 10 years would be obsolete. We need to aim for 3 lanes in each direction, or even 4 lanes in each direction, so that it is large enough, wide enough. So, everything we want to do in this regard, we are thinking about doing it sustainably. So, It may take a little time, but the ministry is working tirelessly. They will propose something to us very soon. In the same vein, regarding youth training, I fully agree that whether it's youth or women, we need to train ourselves and get employed, because no matter what anyone says, the state cannot employ everyone. That's impossible. But when it comes to rural areas, we are trying to make efforts through initiatives. I think today, everyone, well, many are managing to get by, in terms of plowing, in terms of seeds, in terms of inputs. People are managing to get by. The proof is that the region itself had a surplus last year in terms of production. We thank God for that. And I hope that this year again, you will exceed the production you achieved last year. But the need for training is enormous, because youth need to be able to take care of themselves, and women need to be able to be self-employed. That's why we have reformed the education system, to create a Ministry of Secondary Education and Vocational Training. We want to emphasize this vocational training. What is the reality? It is through this that we can truly create employment. Otherwise, let me give you an example. The economic operator, when he spoke, he talked about fabric threads and so on. It's a reality. We produce cotton in Burkina and we export it. We've been doing that since independence, and we're happy. They pay us. They set a price for the producers, right? They tell you, we pay at such and such a price. You produce. We take it. We leave. And that's it. We've taken a few bundles and we're happy. No, that's dangerous. We must transform. And I think we launched a project in Bobo recently, certainly for the Army Tax Force. It was supposed to open in unspecified month. But midway through execution, we deemed it necessary to expand to produce fabric that could be used for other civilian outfits, notably t-shirts, jeans, and everything that goes with it, and to produce yarn. This means the unit hasn't opened yet. We've given them additional time because the factory has become much larger than it was supposed to be. But the equipment is there. They are in full construction. During my last visit, I went to see, and it won't be the only factory. We need to establish them everywhere to transform our cotton. We must no longer sell our cotton, for example, raw. We must transform it on site, either into yarn or something else. Medical cotton and everything. Even today, you go to our pharmacies, absorbent cotton, or what doctors call it, compresses and so on. You pay, but it's cotton. We pay your kilo of cotton at 200 and something CFA francs. We transform it. You go and pay a few grams at 1,000 francs. But it's vocational training that can lead us to create or maintain machines that will allow us to transform that. That's why we're focusing on it. And all our production, by the way, agricultural production, we need to train our mothers, our sisters in transformation, because today they try to do it on a small scale, but we need to do it on a large scale. Otherwise, everything we export raw, and then we go and pay for the finished product again. It's just our jobs that we're exporting. We're focused on this because it's a challenge. We must succeed. Today, I like to use concrete examples. I say, well, I'll take, for example, Madame Governor. And when you come home in the evening, you have a coat rack, perhaps. Something where you hang your clothes, right? I bet most of you have that in your homes. But where do you go to buy it? It's rare for our carpenters to make wooden coat racks. People have pillars with small arms, towel racks. What are they called? You remove the bar, you hang it up. You pay for that. The economic operators will tell us where they go to buy them. It's in Dubai. It's in China. You go and buy them, but it's just metal with a few small branches. Are we not capable of manufacturing that here? Do you understand a little? The last time, I was telling the ministers about the school benches. You see how they are? We take a truck to transport school benches from Ouagadougou, from Manga, even to a village. We put maybe 40 school benches in it. It's full. But can't we think about creating a table that can fold and unfold? Then the truck transports more. It's easier even for the students there on site and everything. They found the formula. They will popularize it. There are many things we are capable of doing, but I tell myself, all of this are the effects of colonization. The spirit has been somehow blocked, and we have been told that we must consume, yet we must create. And you must believe in yourselves. If we don't believe in ourselves, we cannot succeed. And that is the purpose of our permanent communication. Youth must believe in themselves. Everyone must believe in themselves. And it's possible. Today, we are scouting for talent everywhere, inventors and all. We are waiting to set up, as I said last time, a center that will be like an incubator so that you do vocational training. It's true, but we will do practical work and we must create many things ourselves, on site. There is no reason for us to pay for everything outside. We buy everything from abroad. It's jobs that we are giving to other countries. Do you agree with me? Go home. Look, there are many utensils, many items at home. You ask yourself, but why can't we manufacture them here? Why should we pay to buy them abroad? It's the same thing in the army where I said, well, I'm not ordering any more armored vehicles. It's over. We manufacture them. Either we succeed or we succeed. That's what's happening now. What we ordered, that has arrived. That's it. What's on its way, that's it. But it's over. We're not ordering anymore. We're going to manufacture them on site. Before we continue, if you love what we do here on this channel and would like to support us, then you might consider gifting us a super thanks donation of any amount. Or you might as well become an uplifting Africa channel member for exclusive content, perks and more. Links to join are in the pinned comment and in the description box. Don't be afraid to fail. We can try, it might not work, we'll modify, we'll try again, but we will succeed. That's it too. So we must have confidence in ourselves. All the industrial units that we buy from outside, you are capable of making them. You often go and buy industrial units, you realize it's just a conveyor belt with an electric motor that makes something move, assembling small cubes. We can do it. We have welders capable of doing it, but we often don't have confidence in ourselves. Or we are consumers. We go and buy everything from outside. So, vocational training, we are emphasizing it, organizing it. You see that many centers that were even dead are being revived. There's the center in Bobo that was completely closed for over 5 or 10 years. I don't know anymore. We are renovating everything. We're going to install laboratories, practical rooms, so that people can manufacture. Otherwise, the slightest thing, even you all ride motorcycles here, the simple nuts and bolts, we buy everything from abroad. So that brings me to the economic operators. So they wanted an industrial zone in Manga. That's a very good idea. We will even look at the ministry to create industrial zones in all regions, because industries will not concentrate in Bobo Owaga. No. We're going to put industries everywhere because right now, nothing's happening, you see. There will be so many industries. We need to manufacture, create here. And I invite you to unite too, to create units. I told many people who go to order the, what are they called? Leathers, the lotus, what have you, from China. I tell them, aren't you ashamed to pay for that there? Buy the machines, come and manufacture here. But they are doing it. They are almost finished. And so, those who go to pay for the, what are they called? Nuts, the sprockets, the motorcycle parts, what's it called? Spare parts. But and the machines came to manufacture here, we have them. No, there are technicians who are currently being trained in certain technical high schools to operate this kind of machines. And so, we must be able to create many things on site. We cannot continue to pay abroad for everything. Even the Minister of Agriculture, he's not here, I told him last year. We placed an order for a certain number of items, the agricultural equipment we handed over. But I say by 2026, when we hand over almost everything, it must be manufactured in Burkina. And we are working on that. So he is working with the Minister of Technical Education so that he can bring out young talents from schools and manufacture. So training centers will continue to be created, and we will continue to train youth, to train our mothers, our sisters in transformation, in industrial units, so that our country can be industrialized. And we transform everything on site. And I say industrialized. I didn't say robotized, because I am also against excessive robotization there. You see, or an industrial unit where perhaps 1,000 people should work. We end up putting everything on artificial intelligence. Everything is mechanized. Ultimately, only 2 people work. The machines do the rest. I am also against that. So we will make sure that we are in the sweet spot where youth are employed. and wealth is well redistributed everywhere. So we are on this path. So regarding training centers, I think we've taken that into account. The dams, as you said, are to support agriculture. We are very aware. You've seen the dams we've started to clear everywhere. If you look at the dates, you'll be told they were built in 1950, 1960, 1900, unspecified year. Ah, that's serious. Even the dam in Po, they told me the story of the dam in Po. The dam is almost 100 years old, but it's terrible. Everything is blocked now. But what are we doing? Everywhere, it's blocked. That's why we revived NBA and revived, currently equipping Sonature to be able to clear all these existing dams and redo the dikes and dig new dams. They have received the first equipment, they have started the work, but many other pieces of equipment are on their way. We hope that by the end of 2025, they will truly be at a certain level to be able to act everywhere. So dams will be dug a bit everywhere, so that people can cultivate 2, 3, even 4 times a year, if they wish. It's the same for deep boreholes. I think the Ministry of Environment is here, right? You've already placed the order for drilling machines? Yes, they've placed the order for drilling machines, and we hope to have them before the end of the year. We want to drill boreholes, go beyond what you know, meaning not staying at 100 meters, 150 meters. We want to drill up to 1,000 meters at least, to have real water sources, so that you can do agriculture, livestock, whatever you want. In any case, perennial water. And that's ongoing now. Boreholes are underway, but we had to bring in companies from elsewhere to do it, but we want to pay for our boreholes and do it ourselves here in Burkina. And that's also ongoing. Regarding the issue of the elderly, concerning certain grievances, I will transmit them to the Ministry of Humanitarian Action. They will see everything they can do. It's the same for the case of people with disabilities. So this famous law, I will look into it. It's true. Even the implementing texts, if we consider them, we also need to see how to put them into practice. Because it's not just the text, it's the practice. Even if the question comes up more and more, and you raise that manga is one of the areas, in the last census of 2019, where there are the most people living with a disability. We will see. Upon my return, I will try to look at the text and give instructions to the relevant ministry there, so that they address the issue of the rights of people living with a disability. For the moment, there's no problem. I think the promotion and encouragement of the consumption of our local products is what's there. And speaking in terms of industrialization, we have already passed a decree that obliges, when there is a unit that manufactures something, those who import it must first pay there. Only when it's finished can they import. So we will consume what we produce. So there's no need to worry about that. You have to get started. And anyone who tries to cheat, I think the customs officers are also being equipped to fight against incoming fraud. We're going to consume what we produce here first. So don't hesitate to get involved. And I think the credit issue, which is general for everyone, whether operators or other actors, we need to reform the banking system itself. But reforming the banking system implies a big ongoing task, it must be said clearly. We need our own currency. Otherwise, our banking system is tied to a foreign system. Banks in Burkina don't decide the rate as such, because they also borrow at a given rate, so they are forced to add a little bit here. And the loan is from BCEAO. BCEAO is not ours. Do you agree with me? No? So this issue is ongoing, and we hope it will be resolved, and we can be masters of our economy. That's it. That it holds everything back because of bank loan rates. Someone has an idea to create a company, but when they go, they see the loan itself. It's difficult. The question of guarantee, it's difficult. But because we don't control our monetary system, our banking system, so we can't develop like that, it's not possible. It holds everything back. So when we are masters of our currency, we will set a rate. There will be a banking commission that will manage credit rates and everything. There are countries where credit is 1%, 2%, right? They manage to start. Most of the time it's like that, right? But why is it like that here? You have to ask yourself the question. So we are well aware, the work is progressing, and just follow along, you will see, God willing. Regarding the domestic debt, I think efforts are being made. In the economic world, there were truly very old domestic debts. I think many can testify. There were debts from 3-4 years even that existed. So at the beginning of the year, after that, I instructed to pay all debts until the end of 2023. All of that has been paid. And for the years 2024, I said to pay debts up to 500 million. So that's ongoing. And the large debts, we are currently looking at them case by case. So for large operators, we tell ourselves that you can bear a little. We will relieve the smaller operators first. But it will be paid. So all of that is part of the economic thing, you see. We have to manage many things so as not to find ourselves in such a complicated situation. So I already talked about the industrial zone. We're going to try and see about creating an industrial zone in each region. And what I ask of you is to truly unite. There are possibilities for several operators to unite. Create a company each with their shares, and that allows young people to be employed. I encourage you to unite and create industrial units. The state will support you as much as possible, and for industrial zones, I commit that we will create them in every region, because each region has its specificity that can be exploited, and we don't necessarily need to come to Ouagadougou or Bobo to create. So I've taken note of that, and it goes with the issue of energy. So often, too, it's because Bobo Ouaga has the energy. In the regions, there's no energy. We're on it. We're working on a project to create many power plants, to even make some cities autonomous. And the thing is, it often takes some time to pay for generators and have them delivered. The electricity project can often take 2 years, even more. But we're on it. And once electricity is resolved, you can install all types of machines here, and it will work. So we will work together to develop and allow young people to work in your industrial units as well. I think many other questions align with almost everything I've already mentioned. Access to funding. So let's now turn to the student world. So as they highlighted, we have already begun, through the initiative launched, a project that has already started. They have started building at least one amphitheater here, with administrative buildings. And it's happening everywhere in Burkina. In all university centers, we have decided to build at least one amphitheater, one building, or 2 amphitheaters, one building everywhere. Construction has begun, but we know it's not enough. But we're moving at the pace we can. So be lenient and patient. And we know that the gap is very, very large between the number of students and the existing infrastructure everywhere in Burkina. It's very out of phase, but we are working to upgrade, whether it's classrooms or laboratories, we're going to upgrade everything. So you have to get to work and just give us a little time so that we can proceed very calmly. So I can commit to you that even your social services, that is university restaurants, what do you call them, housing and all that, we are well aware, but it has started in some regions. And it will also come little by little to all regions, because there we have to get involved ourselves. The needs for drinking water. Well, there are many sectors that produce drinking water. The initiative that builds digs boreholes. The Ministry of Environment is also digging many boreholes. There are many projects, but even infrastructure projects where there will be boreholes in high schools and colleges, and even primary schools. So we also want to solve the drinking water issue in all our schools, because we have instructed to set up to initiate children into agriculture. And whoever says initiating into agriculture necessarily needs drinking water. So we have already done this in many schools that have already started producing. Often the minister sends me images of certain schools where children are truly learning to produce, and it's very good. So with its drinking water, we are digging boreholes everywhere in all schools. Regarding the issue, well, I mentioned medical equipment. I think all of that is a vast program with the initiative that is transforming health centers. You see the CSPS, Health and Social Promotion Centers, in the different departments. Generally, it's good. The nurse is there. consults. These are common illnesses, and maybe cleans a few wounds. As soon as there's a complication, they have to transfer to a center. Often there's no ambulance, there's nothing else. So the initiative was created to upgrade health centers at the departmental level. This is to say that we are going to transform what you usually know as CSPS into what we call community health centers, because we want to put a minimum inside. We want that in this health center. No one should be evacuated for an appendectomy or anything. No. We must be able to perform surgery on site. We must be able to do imaging, meaning X-rays, ultrasounds. We must be able to do blood tests. We must be able to transfuse blood. So there are a certain number of criteria that we have put in place so that at the departmental level, we can do that and no longer need to transport someone to another health center to get an X-ray or another imaging test. So eventually, in each department, we will have that health center, and this year, 25 were launched. Construction has begun, and in 2026, we will launch a certain number more. So it's progressive, and each village will see its health center transformed, and they will no longer need to travel to the province or the region for certain things. And I think there are many other projects within these initiatives that you should seek to learn about. The governors were trained last week or this week to give them information on the initiatives, and I think in turn, they should also give information to the commissioners and prefects so that they give information to the population, so that you understand what each of our initiatives contains. When we talk about initiatives for education, what are we going to do? Right now, I was saying that we are building schools. Perhaps many are not even aware. You see that the students said that we are building an amphitheater in Manga and so on. Everywhere, we are building, reinforcing school infrastructures. When we talk about health initiatives, perhaps many are not aware, but there are many areas, the 25 where it has already started. That means that soon, before the end of the year, their health centers will be transformed, and they will have their doctor and everything they need to work peacefully. Well, the initiatives for agriculture, at least, affect the vast majority of our population. Many are already aware, but you should know that it is not only agriculture, there is livestock, and there is, for example, fish farming that we are developing on certain existing dams. So you must appropriate all these initiatives. There is Fasombogo, as I said, which is launched, which concerns the construction of roads, but also the beautification of our cities. Certainly, you see on TV today where paving is being done and all, but the main objective is to open up, build roads, and each region will have its brigade. So I urge you to communicate so that the population understands what each of our initiatives contains, what the objective is, and what we must achieve in the long term for each. And that will allow people to invite themselves, participate actively, and maintain everything that will be done within the framework of the different initiatives. And all of this is done in a spirit of discipline, necessarily of unity, and of revolution. That's right. Discipline is very important because manipulation is strong, and it is necessary that when someone learns news or information that they are not well versed in, they should exercise caution, not disseminate false information to discourage or poison the population, because that plays into the enemy's hands. And so, discipline on social media, discipline in daily life, respect for rules, in general. In any case, next week, a text will be released, a brigade will be created for the issue of discipline. That's right, currently, we do it, but we're going to. It's a completely structured thing that does it. Notably, people only see it's at traffic lights that people are stopped and made to work. It's not only traffic lights, it's general discipline that we will try to supervise through this brigade. And it's very important that we are disciplined. Okay? And unity, we must be one. Earlier I said that politicians, unfortunately, have divided us a lot. That is a reality. And we must try to forget that page of our history and change our mindset. It is very important. We are very divided because of certain perceptions of things that are not necessarily important. For example, when I was in some places, some told me, well, there are departments. No, They want to become a province. Provinces want to become a region. Do you really know why? If you are asked why you want to become a province, a department, why you want to become a province, all of that is what politicians brought here. We must treat everyone on the same footing. It's not because you are in the government that you should have particular advantages in your area. And that leads people to believe that it's because you are a province or a region that there are advantages. No, that's not true. That's why we created these initiatives. Everyone will be put on the same footing. Infrastructure will be built everywhere. Development issues will concern everyone. These initiatives, do we say it's such and such a region? No, we do it everywhere. When we say to pay for agricultural equipment to plow the fields, wherever a field can be plowed, we plow. There is no area where we talk about plowing. We ask for money. And then an area where we say plowing is free. Does that exist? It doesn't exist. So we want to treat everyone equally. We will redraw the boundaries, but taking into account the security situation and future defense. That's right, because terrorism will end. We have learned lessons from terrorism. We must organize our territory to defend it so that no one ever disturbs our peace again. So, when we release this redefinition of the space, we want people to embrace it. It's not a political issue, it's purely security related, and we want people to embrace it. And it's for the purpose of organizing our defense, so that people can never again disturb our peace when we finish this terrorism issue. So we must remain united. We must banish certain old preconceived ideas, you see, that have divided us a lot, that do not advance us at all. It does us no good. Everything we can do for each area, we will do. Right now, this idea of an industrial zone in each region, I completely agree. There must be an industrial zone in each region, so that the children of the region are employed in these different industries that will be created there. But before, it was only concentrated in Ouagadougou, Bobo. But I can tell myself that it's an electricity issue. But there are also other considerations. That's right. So we must manage to forget that political past. I don't know how to explain it to you, but you are aware. You know what I'm talking about. You have to overcome that. You have to unite and be able to build, all of you. Everyone can contribute something. And moreover, when the next 4 brigades arrive, that will be 6 regions. We will launch an initiative so that everyone contributes in their region to build the infrastructure of their region. So, you must prepare yourselves. When the brigade of the region arrives, it will be you who will contribute to build all your roads. What needs to be provided? I mean, the state will play its part, but everyone can also do what they can do. Currently, that's what's happening everywhere in Bobo and Ouaga. So, I hope that all opinion leaders, whether customary leaders, religious leaders, you must get involved for unity. Youth must remain united. That's the message that needs to be preached. And once youth are united, there's nothing to be done. Our country will get out of this very quickly. So, I'm counting on you. Don't listen to the gossip of certain people who try to misinform you, to separate you, to divide you. It's very dangerous because there are individuals. We can't do anything for them anymore. No matter what you've done, congenitally, they are alienated. They can't change. That's it. Slavery is in their genes. They are genetically enslaved, congenitally alienated. We can't change them. This kind of individual, too, you have to let them continue beating their drum, and you move forward. Otherwise, if you absolutely want to change everyone, it's not possible. That's it. There are some who don't believe at all in the future of Burkina. If you want to say that Burkina can pave its own way without leaning on anyone, they will say it's not possible. And that's it. It's in the head. It happens there. There are some who can change. There are some who cannot change. It's the same when we told the French army to leave. But everyone said we wouldn't. We can't hold out for a month. It's too much. We can't hold out. Burkina will collapse. They will take Ouagadougou here. We are here. There are Burkinabé. And so be reassured. And so I will conclude. with the words of the Citizens Watch. Be reassured, as long as we want you, we will come and get you. So be ready. But I can assure you that the fight continues, and we are pursuing it very well. The last thing I can ask you, this is for our mothers. There is a phenomenon that I observe on the ground and which I don't like, and I want everyone at their level to advise, well, how can I say, those who are on the ground. People have the courage, the will to win, but often we have losses that we cannot explain. Do you understand? And that is not good. I always tell soldiers, you fight, but you must come back and tell the stories of the battles. If you stay, die, it's okay. We defend the homeland. But you must fight with rage to come back and tell the stories of the battles. And to do that, you must remain focused. And what often distracts us? The mobile phone. But our dear ladies, when we go on a mission, even if we go for 2 months, 3 months without news, it can be disturbing, but we must remain focused. You must not expect to have video calls every night or connection and messages every second. It's not possible. You must let people concentrate. You must help us. I say this because it is the terrorists themselves who tell us. There are some we have as prisoners, some who have surrendered. And when they come, they tell us that no, it is through phones that they manage to succeed in certain attacks, and they explain it to us. They tell us that at night, they observe our camps from a distance. When there is a lot of light, it means people are focused on their phones. That's when they take advantage to approach. And during the day, they watch when people are focused on their phones. They take advantage to attack. They can approach the sentry without him knowing. It's the terrorists themselves who tell us that. So, you see how dangerous the phone is. Everywhere people have not been surprised, the enemy cannot succeed. But if you are surprised, you cannot act, no matter your armament. No matter. If you are surprised, you couldn't even start your vehicle. What do? You are surprised. You couldn't mount your collective weapon. What do? You can try the experiment. You sit with your phone, someone will come and move all around you. You won't know. Youth needs to be advised. So, this applies to everyone. Customary chiefs, elderly people, you must advise the youth. Sports betting, that, when I say it again about soldiers, many are focused on that, and they even recognize it, and it takes too much time. Imagine a match. How long does it last? It's 45 to 90 minutes. They are focused on that, and it's dangerous. Do you know that some soldiers commit suicide because of it? He bet. He lost everything. And then he takes his weapon. He kills himself. Ah, no. Everyone just has to think about what they can do to raise awareness, to prevent people from doing certain things. If you have a friend on the ground who spends time making video calls, or whatever, you must avoid it. Tell him to concentrate. That's how you will save his life. I count on everyone to spread the message, raise awareness, and act so that the phone can allow us to move faster. That's right. Otherwise, people have the courage, the tenacity they need, and everything. Burkinabe soldiers are not afraid of anything. There is no area in Burkina where they cannot go. That's right. Say there are 1 million terrorists there. If we tell the soldiers to go, they will go. There is no part of Burkina where they cannot go. So it's not courage that's lacking. It's not tenacity that's lacking. So, it's possible to go faster. The proof, we continue to advance on the ground. We will continue to advance until we cover the entirety of our territory. And I hope that health will be with you all, in your businesses. May God protect our dear homeland. May God protect and accompany our defense and security forces who are fighting on the front line, and may they return to tell us the battles and victories they have achieved. Stay focused. Homeland or death, we shall overcome.
Hi guys, welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. I'm Big Boy. Remember, if it was for the first time I come across my video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe and share. Okay guys, in today's clip is all about our youngest president, Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, and he has really come out with a very strong and powerful message to all the people across all the world, from our diaspora brothers and sisters, from all the people from Caribbean and more, so especially from Africa. He has really came out and said that a true leader is the one that really understands what his people really want and what his people really need. A true leader is that one kind of a leader that really makes sure that in each and every county of his country, or in each government, or in any places of his country, there is a lot of things that these people should have. Look at things like hospital, look at things like industries, building of more industry, look at things like schools. This is what a true leader really need, and this is what a true leader really see or just do fast when he's being elected. And a true leader is like President Ibrahim Traore. We have all seen how President Ibrahim Traore is really doing a great job in Burkina Faso. He is even educating even old women to do a lot of stuffs in this country. He just doesn't want to maybe waste no more time, because Burkina Faso once it was ranked among the poorest country in Africa, but at right now it has really proven, a lot of African countries has really proven, a lot of people, that if you can get or elect a better leader or a good leader that doesn't have any form of corruption, that doesn't allow any form of maybe greediness in his government, a country can be in a better place. We have all seen how Burkina Faso, they have really constructed good roads in Burkina Faso. Look at the infrastructure. Look at how they are building a lot of industries to process raw material in Burkina Faso, because they really came out and said that they won't import or export any raw material outside Burkina Faso. They will only maybe transport this good when they are finished goods. And it's a good thing we've all seen, because Burkinabe people, they are really doing a great job, and this is the reason why maybe they really believe in the president and trust in the president, and will wonder why these people, or President Ibrahim Traore, really make sure that these people got his trust and patience, because you have all seen everyone is talking about President Ibrahim Traore, everyone is talking about Burkina Faso, everyone wants Ibrahim Traore to be their president. In Caribbean, in Africa, in diaspora, President Ibrahim Traore got the full support of all people across all over the world. And this to show you that this man is truly doing a great job, is truly doing a good job, and no one can question it, because people are seeing the work of his hand, because people, and this is the reason why this Burkinabe people, they have their full trust on him, because of his good work. And I would really like President Ibrahim Traore, maybe other African leaders, Caribbean leaders, other leaders from maybe from diaspora, to copy notes or to do what President Ibrahim Traore is doing to his people, because this man is really making sure that the Burkinabe, all those time that are maybe wasted, maybe doing nothing, it's the high time they have started to do something. And good thing about this man, any form of employment is only employing the Burkinabe people. This to create more job opportunity to these people. He's only employing Burkinabe people. He hasn't went outside the Burkinabe, maybe look at an example of maybe constructing a road. He hasn't gone outside his country to go maybe to look for Chinese people or white people to come and maybe be the constructors or maybe the leaders of this road. No, he's teaching the Burkinabe to do all these things all by themselves. Look at the tomato industry. He really opened the tomato industry, and it's really doing good in Burkina Faso. And this is a form maybe to create more job opportunities to these people. And I would really like all Caribbean leaders, because we are on this together, all African leaders, we should come together, unite, and to support this man. Let us not be jealous there. There are other people that maybe they are being jealousy of maybe President Trump. Let us stop being jealousy of him because of what he's really doing. This man is really doing a good job, and we need to applaud him. We need to clap for him. We need to praise him. This is the reason. This is what other people they are really doing, but not to be jealousy of him. If someone is doing a good job, applaud him, clap for him. And if you go back to your country, make sure you are doing a great job to your own people, so that your people can't suffer. Because we all know the problem in African countries and Caribbean countries is that there is high unemployment rate in this our continent. And when a country has high unemployment rate, it's lead to high rate of criminal. A lot of youths, they're just idle, and the only thing that can come into your mind is either maybe they go and steal somewhere, or maybe they start smuggling drugs. And this is the reason why, or this is the thing that President Ibrahim Traore is truly avoiding. He's truly avoiding at any cost, because he wants these people to have their own jobs. He wants these people to create a better future for their coming kids, to create a better future for coming generation. President Ibrahim Traore wants Burkina Faso to be a country like other countries that have really developed at a very high pace. He just wants, and is really doing a good job to his own people. And this is the reason why this man, he has been able to conquer the heart of a lot of people outside here. This is the reason why he got a lot of support from all over the Caribbean. Jamaica really love this man. All countries in the Caribbean love this man. Diaspora love this man. Africa, everyone in Africa just want President Traore to be their president. And he has delivered a very good speech, a very emotional speech, and a very strong message to all the people in Africa, in Caribbean, and in diaspora, to do what is right and to be able to elect a better leader. Because, and when you're doing this, or when you're electing a better leader, don't forget to pray, because we all know God is the provider of everything. He's the one who will guide us to elect a better leader. So guys, let us support this young president. Let us pray for President Bro, so that at least he can motivate other leaders outside there. At least he can be able to inspire other leaders outside there, to inspire a lot of youth outside there to be safe in everything he does. So guys, if it was for the first time, don't forget to like this video, subscribe and share. Thank you so much for your time. May God bless you whenever you are. One love. Let me see you in the next clip.